final lesson. In this last one, we are going to use Python to delete a bucket. So if you think about what we just did, we actually deleted some excuse me, objects or files within S3 within a specific subfolder. If you kind of look back at the code and I ask you like the question, how would you delete all the contents within the subfolder? How would you do it, right? So if you want, if the answer doesn't immediately come to your head, pause the video, think about it, and then come back and listen to the answer. Alrighty, so if you gave it some thought, essentially here, when we listed all objects and then we had like kind of this filter where it basically looks for this example substring in the object name, we can essentially just get rid of this file, right? And essentially, or this if statement, this condition, and then just delete any file or object that is within the folder. And so that's key if you're ever going to actually delete a bucket that has contents, right? You actually have to delete all the objects or empty out the objects first before actually deleting the bucket. So that's definitely one way of doing it. There may be other ways, but just know that you would have to delete like the contents. And of course, probably the easiest way is just to go into the console and delete it there and have to do less code. But anyways, at the end of the day, it's up to you, and this is how to do it programmatically. But that said, let's go ahead and move on to actually deleting a bucket in S3. So I will be creating a new file, and for this I will just simply call it delete bucket. What number are we on? Okay, so it's going to be 07, delete bucket S3, and again, we'll need our Botto library. Instantiate client. So I'll say client equals Botto3.client S3. Okay, now our target bucket, let's just put some variables here. I'm going to choose to delete this empty bucket, right? So I don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of deleting the like any underlying files. So I just want to go ahead and delete this empty bucket that does not have any objects in it. So S3 OSK empty bucket. And feel free to delete and create a new bucket if you have all your buckets with some content. Just create a new one for the sake of testing this out. Okay, so then we want to go ahead and retrieve the bucket list. And this is just so that we can kind of see the contents before and after we go ahead and delete it, right? So we're going to say response equals client.list buckets for n in response. And this is probably already becoming pretty well ingrained in your head since we're using this constantly. We're going to get the bucket name, so we're going to print name, print the bucket name, and let's actually just stop right there and execute that code. And I'm just going to execute it here locally because it's more efficient. So Python 07, and so here it gives me a list of all my current existing buckets, and the one that I'm targeting for deletion, is this empty bucket, S3 OSK empty bucket. Okay, so now the function is actually pretty straightforward. Client.delete bucket, and the argument that we have to pass is just bucket. So we'll pass that value, and then we'll retrieve the bucket information one more time and just kind of print that out. And so we'll see. One second here. Sorry about that. Let's see. Let's print a quick message here. remaining buckets. Sorry. Okay. Bad health warning. Means I gotta go to sleep. All right, so here we are. After we delete the bucket that we're going after, we're going to list the bucket contents again. And so we should basically see the same list minus this item here. So let's go ahead and go to our terminal and run that. Python 07, delete buckets. Here we go. All right, so if you see here, this is our bucket list before we deleted empty bucket. And then after we deleted empty bucket, this is our new bucket list. So empty bucket is gone. And if I go to my console and refresh, empty bucket is no more. There you go. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for checking out this introduction video to AWS S3 and how to, AWS S3 and really using Python to use AWS S3. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much.